Good morning, everyone. My name is Grace Poirier. I'm the city clerk. I'm going to call to order the meeting of the June 10th Licensing Commission meeting. It's 9:01 a.m. With me on the call is Mike. Do you want to give your title?
Sure, Lieutenant Mike Gossam, Gloucester Police.
Okay. Also, Fire Chief Eric Smith and Assistant Legal Counsel Rocco DeFilippis. So the first order of business is the approval of the May 13th, 2025 Licensing Commission meeting minutes. My apologies for getting them out to you on the late end. If you need a minute to review them, they're fairly short. Let me know. Otherwise, I can entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Any discussion? Actually, I'm going to second that. Any discussion on the minutes? Roll call vote. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Mike Gossam,
Yes.
Grace Poirier, yes. The motion to approve the May 13th, 2025 Licensing Commission meeting minutes passes. Next is a request from Richard Lewicki for a street musician license pursuant to GCO Chapter 3 Amusement Article 2, Section 3-15 and Section 3-18B3. Richard was with us at our last licensing commission meeting, but unfortunately he was not able to obtain the permission to use the park near the Cape Ann Savings Bank. So he came back with an updated application, and his application says that he wants to set up on Main Street near the stairway to the Sargent House Museum across from 69 Main Street. And I believe he's on the call. Let me see. I'm going to bring Richard in and allow him to explain a little bit more about his proposal. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for having me on today. So the suggestion to get the permission to use that little parklet by the shoe store, I'm glad you brought that up because it's owned not by the city, but by the Cape Ann Savings Bank. And I asked them for permission. They said, oh, we get so many requests that we've decided just not to give it to anybody. So I just went down the street. I found that spot, as you mentioned, at the bottom of the stairway to the Sargent House. And that seems fine. So I contacted the Sargent House Museum and the two businesses directly across the street and got their written permission from all. And I think you have that.
Yes. And it's still accurate that you want to do it on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, June through September 15th, between the hours of 10 and 3. Is that still your
Yes.
plan?
Yes.
All right, so to the commission, what we have to base our decision on is, does the proposal affect public safety, public health, or public order? So do you have any concerns about that?
Yeah, I do not, based on, where the location is and the space that's there. I don't think it's an issue. I would think, I would lean more to what Mike thinks on this, given that, they're the ones that deal with this more directly than we do.
I would just, my only concern would be the stairway. Isn't that all gated except for the stairway? Like, is there a secondary egress to get out of there, or event of emergency, or get emergency services in?
There is no gate, and the granite staircase goes all the way up the hill, the building, which is, I think, maybe 70 yards away. The area is large enough and slightly set back from the sidewalk that I wouldn't be in front of the staircase blocking that. I'd be to the side of it a good 5-6 feet. And like I say, there, if you remember that spot, it's kind of a little, indentation. So it wouldn't be on the sidewalk itself. It'd be back from the sidewalk.
Yeah, so I've got
Okay.
it up on
All right.
on Google right now and looking at it on one of their drive-throughs, and it's kind of like an eyebrow area that pushes back, and the sidewalk is widened out there. You know, there is a granite marker right up against the curb for the historic site. You know, and there is no railing. Well, there's railing for the stairs, but there's no fencing or gates or any of that on the stairs that go up to the house. And then there's one of the postal, you know, drop box type things and a city trash can and a planter. So to me, it looks like there's adequate space if it's just you and a guitar and you know, like a, you know, foldable stool or whatever to move out of the way. And obviously if there's complaints or an issue, then police department is going to get notified and come over, and regardless of you know, what the situation may be, if they feel there's an obstruction, it'll just be, you'll be asked to move on, and then we'll deal with it accordingly, is kind of where I see it. I don't know if anybody else sees it differently, but it does look like there's going to be space there for him to do that.
Okay.
And so, are there any other questions for the applicant?
I'm good.
All right, I am going to make a motion to grant to Richard Lewicki a street musician license for the performance of classical, Celtic, and bossa nova music with a solo guitar using amplified sound pursuant to GCO Chapter 3, Article 2, Section 3-15 and 3-18B3 on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from June through September 15th, 2025, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Main Street sidewalk across from 69 Main Street near the stairway to the Sargent House. And I so move.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Negative.
I have
Roll call. Oh, go ahead.
a question for Grace. If it's approved, will you be mailing me a physical permit, or I come to City Hall and pick it up? How does that
Come
work?
to City Hall and pick it up. We have your payment already, so we'll just get it ready and have it here for you to pick up when it's convenient for you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so it's been moved and seconded. There's no discussion, so roll call vote. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Mike Awesome,
Yes.
Grace Poirier, yes, the motion passes. So, Richard, we'll have this ready for you probably like anytime starting tomorrow morning.
Fine, thank you.
You're welcome. Next is the application of Richard Wood of Music Prizes, an ice cream truck, for a hawkers and peddlers license to sell ice cream, soda, candy, books, and CDs in accordance with GCO Chapter 11. And Richard Wood is on the call, and I'm going to allow him to speak. Hi, Richard.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to adjust something there. Okay.
So Richard, we have your application here for a hawkers and peddlers license. Is this just for the purpose of the ice cream truck?
Yes. Correct.
And are you familiar with the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 11, that as of right now, ice cream trucks have to follow the same guidelines that any hawker and peddler does, which means there are restricted beaches and roadways and areas from selling from your ice cream truck?
Yes. I'm aware.
Does the licensing commission have any questions of the applicant?
Yeah, I don't have anything specific. I would just say, you know, whatever is the normal process. If there's any inspections or backgrounds or any of that go through the police department, that obviously those would need to be accomplished. And I don't know if there are or not for ice cream vendors.
Yeah, so what happens with
typically.
ice cream trucks is they start with the health department and they get going on their mobile food truck permit. And then they get kicked to the licensing commission for the hawkers and peddlers license. And then they get kicked down to the, kicked isn't a very nice word, but they get, moved down to the police department where there's the actual ice cream truck vendor application with like a detailed background check and all of that. But they have to have the hawkers and peddlers license in order to get the ice cream truck permit. So it doesn't stop with us. The police department is the one that does the full background check. And then
Okay.
once that is completed, they go back to the health department and get their food truck permit and they're ready to go.
Okay, excellent.
Richard, would you be the operator of the truck?
Yes, I would be correct.
Okay. And just as long as you're, like, Grace stated, I'll reiterate, there's certain places you can't be with ordinance or whatever, and just abide by those and stop in safe locations, things like that.
Okay. Okay. I understand. No problem.
All right. Are there any other, so I just wanted, because I think sometimes this is a little bit unclear, but beaches are a prohibited area for vending in Gloucester. So I know it's kind of traditional that an ice cream truck goes to the beach, but as our ordinance is written right now, they're not supposed to be going to the beach. I just don't want you to get far into this permitting process if that's gonna, cause you to lose interest in running an ice cream truck. Like you can't be on the boulevard, you can't be at Stageport Park. Can't pull up alongside beaches. They are, as a hawker and peddler, it is a prohibited area. Does that create any concern for you on moving forward with the ice cream truck, or are you still okay with working around that?
I'm still okay with working around that. I do a lot of like private parties. I do like, end of the year parties, parties and stuff like that. So that keeps me going.
Okay. All right. Are there any further questions from the commission?
I don't have any.
No, I'm good.
All right. I'm going to make a motion to grant to Richard Wood a hawkers and peddlers license for the sale of ice cream, soda, candy, books, and CDs in accordance with GCO Chapter 11 and ISO move.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Negative.
Roll call vote. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Mike Gossam,
Yeah.
Grace Poirier. Yes, the motion passes. So Richard, we will get this processed. This hawkers and peddlers application needs a sign off from the police department. We'll get that over to them right away today. So
Okay.
when that gets back, we will finish processing the hawkers and peddlers and be able to issue you the permit. So within the next couple of days. And at that point, you'll be paying $100.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Sure, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next is the application of Hani Hindi of Superstars Ice Cream, an ice cream truck, for a hawkers and peddlers license to sell ice cream, bottled water, and soda in accordance with GCO Chapter 11. Is the applicant with us? Looks like he is. I'm going to allow him to speak.
Huh?
Hi, Hani.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So is this hawker and peddler application just for the purpose of running an ice cream truck?
Yes,
Okay. Are you familiar with Chapter 11 of the Gloucester Code of Ordinances, which outlines the prohibited areas from
Sure.
vending?
There is my friend. He to explain to me the language temperature. What did he say?
How you doing? I'm just translating for him a little bit. So I did heard what you said earlier to the other ice cream truck guy, and I was explaining that to him.
Okay, so
Yes.
the prohibition from like the boulevard, beaches, and any of the other restricted areas in the ordinance, you can't vend from your ice cream truck.
Sure.
Yes, I explained that to him.
Okay. Um, does the commission have any questions for the applicant?
No, I'm good.
Um,
Just to
yeah.
make sure that he knows the process, right? That there's more to follow up with the police department, you know, and then back over to the health department that this, and I'm sure there's some particular sign off sheet and workflow that you guys provide him. Is that correct, Grace?
So we will direct him once he has his hawkers and peddlers license to the police department, and then the police department will give him the application
Okay.
and walk through that whole process, because it's a little bit involved.
Okay.
But I
That
do
is-
know that he already started at the health department. That's what
Right.
prompted the application to us. So we're step 2 after this meeting. Once we get the sign off from the police department on the hawkers and peddlers application, and a hawkers and peddlers application is issued to Hani, he can then go to the police department and proceed with actually applying for the ice cream
Gotcha.
truck vendor
And
permit.
that process is part of what the health department has in some sort of outline for these vendors to follow, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so they're managing the process. Easy enough.
Yeah, if they were listening to the first one, then, you know, everything applies to them as well, and we'll be good.
Hani, will you be the only one selling on the ice cream truck?
Yes, only one.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
No.
Okay. All right, so if there are no further questions from the commission, I'm going to move to grant to Hani Hindi a hawkers and peddlers license for the sale of prepackaged ice cream, bottled water, and soda in accordance with GCO Chapter 11. And I so move.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I guess.
Okay. Roll call vote, Eric Smith,
Yes.
Mike Gossam,
Yes.
Grace Poirier, yes, the motion passes. So Hani, we will sign off on this hawkers and peddlers application. Once it comes back from the police department, we'll notify you and you can come in and pick up your hawkers and peddlers license. And at that point, you'll be paying $100 for this hawkers and peddlers. And you'll be able to take that down to the police station and proceed with the application for your ice cream truck vendor license.
Yeah, I coming over to pay or pay online, whatever.
You're going to be paying in person.
In
You can
person.
take cash and
In
checks.
person. You gotta pay cash.
Yeah, pay home cash, right?
Yes.
Cash or check.
When I coming over to pay?
She's gonna let you know.
Yeah, we will let you know. We'll give you a call.
Okay,
It should be within the next couple of days.
no problem, honey. Thank you.
Okay? You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. Thank you. You all said?
We're all set. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Last is a review of the applicability of GCO Chapter 19 Secondhand Goods Division 2 License, Section 19-30 required as it pertains to Cape Ann Auction at 159 Maplewood Avenue for the purchase, sale, barter, or collection of junk, antiques, old metals, or secondhand articles. And the applicant is with us. I'm going to bring him in.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Walt. Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, Grace.
So I have last year, just to kind of update the commission a little bit. In the past, you had a junk dealer license and your business location moved. And last year, you didn't renew the junk dealer license because you were in the process of getting the, determining if I'm recalling correctly, you were determining if the business location was gonna, be where you were settled at. So that didn't end up getting renewed last year. When we sent out the renewal this year, you sent back a letter stating that you didn't feel like the junk dealer license applied to you because you are an auctioneer. And but according to the ordinance, it does state that your type of business does need to be licensed with the city. We do have our Rocco, our Assistant General Counsel here for the city, that can help maybe explain that a little bit better if you have questions about that.
Hi, thank you, Grace, Lieutenant Chief and Council. I talked to Rob Vicari, who he said he was going to send over the business certificate. He said there was no problem. I talked to him yesterday. As far as I know, that hasn't been done yet. I haven't seen an email. But how it relates to this, not to jump off too much, but how it relates to this is I've decided to, instead of forego the application for a junk dealer's permit, I would just like to renew it if possible. I had the gap, you're kind of partially right, Grace. I had the gap in the junk dealer's permit, not because of the location of the building, but because I thought it didn't apply to me as an auctioneer. I'm a licensed auctioneer in the state of Massachusetts. I have been since 1995 without any issues, as the same with the junk dealer's permit. So one question I have for you is, did you get anything yet from Mr. Vicari on the building, the business certificate yet?
I believe something came through this morning, but that's not what's in front of us for this commission. The business
Okay.
certificate and the junk dealer are two separate
Okay.
things, but that is being reviewed. So it's looking like that will be something that will be able to be done very soon. But again,
Okay.
what's in front of the commission this morning is the actual junk dealer permit itself. So can you just explain to the commission how exactly it is that you run your business and
Sure.
okay, thank you.
And not to back up too much, but the business certificate, I was under the impression that to get the junk dealer's license, I needed to have the business certificate. So that's the only reason I mentioned that. So
Okay.
I operate as an auctioneer in Massachusetts. I do everything from on-site auctions to charity auctions. I did one recently for the Adventure, and I did one for the Rockport Art Association. And then I run my own auctions. I had a location on Condolin Road. Before COVID, I ran live auctions on Condolin Road. After COVID, I started doing the online auctions with a site called Auction Ninja and Max Sold, and they allow licensed auctioneers and unlicensed auctioneers to run on these sites. So the whole kind of auctioneer thing is really up in the air as far as the state is concerned, but I am licensed. So I generally consign or purchase antiques, collectibles, metals, things like that for auction. I don't, the business certificate will ask for retail, but I don't really have a retail operation. I guess I do in a way because I sell online. So what happens, Grace and Council, is that I sell the items online and people come to pick them up about twice a month at my location. And they usually come in a few at a time to pick the items up, and that's basically the gist of it. Do you have any questions?
No.
I don't
have any questions either. Does Rocco, do you have anything you want to weigh in on?
No, I would just say it, the ordinance applies not to people who keep a shop. That's a pretty broad term to keep a shop.
Sure.
I think the more clear language is that every person collecting. So I think that if the items are collected from Gloucester or stored here in Gloucester, like held here in Gloucester, collected here in Gloucester, and folks outside of the city are buying them and coming here to pick them up, the ordinance would apply because they're basically stored here. The inventory is here. So
Sure.
I think that fits under the collection of these secondhand materials.
Thank you.
All right, does the licensing commission have any questions or concerns? We really don't have a motion that we need to make. This is just, we wanted to review the requirements, and the requirements were, as you know, as we advised Mr. Kalenda, that a junk dealer is required. So Walt, you can just come in and fill out that junk dealer, the missing parts of the junk dealer application. I have some of it. And we can move forward with your business certificate as well, and
Great.
just get all of that taken care of.
Thank you.
All right, so I don't have any further questions for you. You'll be getting, once we check the business certificate, you'll get a notification from this office. It's gonna probably come from Viewpoint or OpenGov. So just be
Okay.
checking your email for that. And once you get the notice from us saying that it's all set to come in, you can come in and finish the business certificate, and we can take care of the junk dealer as well at the same time.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, well, that concludes our agenda. Unless there are any matters not reasonably anticipated since I posted this.
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Okay, so do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Mike. All right, Eric, roll call vote. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Mike Gossam,
Yes.
Grace Poirier, yes. We are adjourned at 9:28 a.m. Have a
Awesome.
good day,
Thank you.
everyone.
See you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Like.